pro wrestling, sports entertainment. Either one, you could call it whatever you want to call it. I do prefer though, like sports entertainment. You know, that's just my personal taste. But let's look at pro wrestling in 2022. Now, like most niggas, wrestling is fucking dead. We all know this shit. But there are a few, there are a few good moments in professional wrestling. You know, it's not all dead, you know. As a fucking, like, you know, for what it is, yeah, it's dead, but like it does have a few of its fucking, it does have a few of its moments, if I should say. And I think for this year, it's not really going to be any different from any other year. Currently, nothing's really happening that's like dope or cool to me, at least. Maybe to some other people, but like, I don't know. Wrestling is fucking just dead. Like, a lot of YouTubers on this platform have fucking, quit YouTube because it's fucking dead. Like, just talking about it's fucking dead. Like, you got a lot of people who argue over whether or not, your favorite wrestler is, a good wrestler, a bad wrestler, good at promos, whatever. And it's like, I'd rather just enjoy it for what it is than to fucking argue all the time. If you like AEW, enjoy that shit. If you like WWE, enjoy that shit. If you like fucking Impact, enjoy that shit. Like, niggas don't have to argue all the time over companies and shit. Like, if you're a fan, be a fan. Like, don't diminish other people's, like, livelihood. Don't come at somebody just because, they didn't disagree or they didn't agree on, like, your opinion on, let's say, fucking, who's a good example? Cody Rhodes. If niggas say that Cody Rhodes is a good wrestler and somebody says he's a bad wrestler, all of a sudden people come for his fucking life, and it's like, you don't have to fucking, you don't have to take this shit so fucking, like, serious all the time. Like, because at the end of the day, it's just fucking something that people do to entertain us. But the state of pro wrestling now, I mean, in WWE, you got, like, the biggest thing that's going on right now, in my opinion, is fucking Brock versus Roman. And I could already tell by the way they're booking it, it's going to be one hell of a match. And you have people out there who think it's going to be another one of their matches that they've always had, but it's different this time because there's actually a story in that shit. Like, if you saw SmackDown last night, fucking Brock bulldozed this nigga's fucking SUV, and these niggas dipped and were never seen from again for the entire night. And that's fucking story, my nigga. Like, in my personal opinion, I like for matches to have a build up and a fucking, like, motive behind it. I just don't like two people fighting for no reason. Like, that's kind of boring, and it's just something that was just an idea that people just put down within a few seconds and then decided, okay, let's just have these two random people fight for no reason. Like, it's stupid. So WrestleMania, I'm not saying like the whole WrestleMania 2 night is gonna be great or anything, but like that has to be the only match that I'm into for the whole WrestleMania. I mean, maybe Ronda versus Charlotte, but if they don't pull off that whole Charlotte Flair fucking shit, like she wins every fucking match. Plus, you have Ronda Rousey, who hasn't been there for like what? Isn't it 3 years since she's last came? And like she's come back now, won the fucking Royal Rumble, and now challenging Charlotte, so she has to win. I don't know what point is there to make her lose, like especially if you got somebody like Ronda Rousey coming back to your company. You know, it wouldn't really make sense to make her lose. So unless you get more like heel heat on Charlotte, but like Charlotte doesn't really get heat in my opinion. She's just fucking boring. Like she may be a decent heel at times, but like I don't know. I just don't find any interest in her. And like Stone Cold coming back to face Kevin Owens, I mean that's cool. Like with Austin coming back, I really don't see any other opponent who he could fight with this type of style. Like, you gotta keep in mind, Steve Austin is a brawler. He's not gonna put on this technical work rate 5-star match. Like, hell, most of the time, it's not even wrestling with him. It's just like a few moves, like, you know, a few in-ring moves and just brawling most of the time. That's it. Like, you know, Stone Cold is a brawler. You know, he may have a few. I don't know if he does have a submission, but either way, like, yeah. Now AEW, I'm gonna make that video for another day. This is my first video, but I will say for AEW, Cody Rhodes, the newest flavor of the month. Pause. The newest nigga of the month, and the nigga who started that shit, AEW, has now signed officially to WWE. This is what the fucking dirt sheets are saying. And you know, if he wants to come back to the company he said at first was trash and he didn't fuck with, you know, he might as well. Like, you know, do I think this is a big signing? Somewhat. Because he started AEW with the Bucks and shit. And so, reason why he left, because what I heard was fucking backstage heat. Like, nobody fucks with Cody Rhodes backstage. So, it begs the question, like, damn. Like, why am I even here? But for Impact, I would say I fuck with Moose. I don't really keep up with what he's doing, but I fuck with Moose, and that's about it. Like, and that's Impact, you know. But I would say in WWE though, this is just my prediction for the rest of like the few months after WrestleMania and WrestleMania. I think Roman Reigns is gonna be even bigger than he is now. And Roman is already on fucking top tier when it comes to like being a superstar and shit, you know, and being the man officially. But I think he's gonna really like shift the business to where it's gonna be in the next couple years. And it's been like that, but he's gonna continuously change it. You know. Yeah, I fuck with Roman heavy. And I think it's a good look for the company to make Roman the number one guy, like next to fucking Brock. But that's all I gotta get. Shit. That's all I gotta say, man. Like, comment, subscribe on this fucking channel. Want more news updates on wrestling and shit? Hit me up in the comment section. Peace.